the most surreal thing has just happened to me, just in Manchester, and I was at an event, and the person, not the person, but one of the people at this event who was a speaker, I think has just died on stage. Just crazy, like just slumped back, gone blue, lifeless, and it just goes to show that you just don't know when your time is up, how quickly it can just happen. And it goes in kind of context with another thing that happened recently where I read an article, and it was about a guy that was a successful multi-millionaire, and he stayed on in his business 5 years longer into retirement. Always said he was going to retire in his 50s, 60s. I think he got to something like 68, eventually retired, and the plan for him was to play golf. And the tragic story of this guy was the first day on the golf course of retirement, he just dropped dead. And after all those years of working to maybe not secure the funds for retirement because he already had the money, but the actual principle of it, that he worked all his life, and the first day of actual freedom as such, he just went. And today it's just really been a weird day, and kind of put it into perspective for me, and especially when a lot of people in crypto and in finance, in savings, in whatever, always have this 20-year plan, 15-year plan that they're gonna scrounge and save. And I'm not that type of guy where it's like, stop buying your Starbucks coffee for 20 years and put it in in Bitcoin, or don't eat out as much because you could invest that money and it will turn into something. And I'm not all about that, to be honest with you, because I think you should obviously not go out for having a steak dinner every day, but you should definitely not, in my opinion, scrimp and save, because you don't know what's going to happen. You could scrimp and save all your life, and it gets to the point where something happens and you regret not enjoying life. I'm going to come over here because it's, as usual in Manchester, the weather's shit, it's windy. So yeah, the thing is, I see this all the time with guys with crypto, and it's like, I'm not going on holiday, I'm not having a vacation this year because I want to put that money instead into crypto. And I get it, but again, it's like, what if something happens that you don't expect? It was only last year in April I suddenly woke up in the middle of the night and had to have emergency surgery to have my appendix removed. And I did a similar video after that, to be honest with you, where it's just like out of the blue, one day everything's normal, and then the next day, you're recovering for 6 weeks with one appendix less than they had. And it can happen quickly, This is the thing with it. And this is why I always say to people with crypto, it's like, it's always, there's a comment on my latest video, in 2030 this crypto is going to perform, or 2035, and it's like, you need it to work for you now. You need to be doing something that is working for you now. Not necessarily, it's not like you're going to invest 5k and get 20k back immediately, but that's why I always talk about passive income. And my philosophy isn't the scrimping and saving. Don't get me wrong, I like a voucher deal or whatever, but I'm not one to never go on holiday or to never do something because I'm saving for something 5-10 years down the line, because it's just not promised, unfortunately. And it does put a lot in perspective when things like this happen. And this for some reason is really just, I don't know, it shook me. Obviously it's not every day something like this happens. I hope this person, by the way, is okay. I don't know if they have passed or whatever. I've left the event. I've looked it up. It could be a seizure, but they weren't really moving, or cardiac arrest, etc. But it just goes to show something can happen very quickly. And this person woke up today, came into Manchester, went to an event expecting to just speak at it, meet some people, and then that happens, and again, it's like people that sponge and save. It's like, I'm not going to have any vacations for 5 years, I'm not going to have any coffee for so many years, I'm not going to eat out for so many years, because in 2030 or whenever they aim to suddenly enjoy the life, 2032, 2035, suddenly they'll have money, suddenly they'll be able to live the life that they want. And like I said, aside from doing stupid things like having a steak dinner every day and going on holiday 12 times a year, there's definitely a happy medium to invest in and enjoying life, because you just don't know what is around the corner. And you think of all the meaningless things that happen in life, the little arguments you have with people, especially online, arguing about different coins, and even with your other halves and stuff. It's just all becomes meaningless when stuff like this happens. It really does put everything kind of into perspective. And I wasn't even planning on making this video. I just want to put it out there, because people get lost in the whole thing about seeing this ideal future that they have, this future where they're rich and they have all this income, and really the time is now to enjoy life before something happens, and not think, well, if I do this for 20 years, blah blah blah, because you need to not have something like this happen. And it can happen to all of us. Obviously there is things you can do to your health: work out, eat healthy, don't go to McDonald's too much, the ones. But yeah, that's it for me today. Hopefully a nicer video and a more upbeat video next time. Yeah, if you like my content, like, subscribe. See you all very soon.